Hi, how are you doing today? I am doing okay. I decided that it was time for me to start practicing again in making my videos. If I want to do this, I have to commit to it, and I'm going to commit to this process this time. I apologize right now for the lighting. It's very sunny out today, which we haven't had in a while, so I'm not going to complain. But it's reflecting on my glasses, so it almost looks like I have sunglasses, so you may not see my eyes all the time through the video. I'm filming this on a Monday, so I'm just coming off the weekend, which was great. I spent the weekend with my family. We had some fun times. On Sunday, we watched football, and it was great fun. We always eat lots of snacks. I think that's an unfortunate ritual for my hips, but it was really fun, just getting together and everybody's, making predictions and, there's so many coaches in the room. If only they would listen to us, they would do better because our team ended up losing, but we did take it with class. Not very happy about it, but we accept a few losses here and there. So that was my weekend, and I thought I better just get on it and try to get going on these videos and try not to, you know, to try and get started doing these and try to get comfortable, and hopefully you'll stick with me to when I get to the point where the videos kind of flow and it's natural and I'm just talking to you like I'm talking to a friend as opposed to a little iPhone, because I don't have any high-tech equipment either, so this, you get what you get here. So what I want to do, I know people tend to do like what they read for the month wrap up, and then they do a TBR for the next month. I don't always kind of flow precisely at the end of the month. I wrap up books. I would love to do that, but it doesn't really happen often. So I think what I'm going to do is I will tell you the ones that I read this September, at least some of them that I can think of, and then I will tell you some of the things that I'm planning on trying to read this next month. So it's kind of like it, but I don't know if it's going to be, at the end of the month I have finished them all. So I'm not making any promises in that sense. So what I read last month, my sister and I had decided that we were going to have our own little book club together. I'm a member of another book club, but she lives a little further away from me, and we both love books. And we thought maybe it would be fun if we both read a book every other month, and that way there's no pressure. And then we could talk about them a little bit at the end of the month. So the book that we chose was The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, which everybody has heard about. As soon as Oprah put her little seal of approval on it, it just went through the roof. With good reason. Great book. So I did finish that last month, and I enjoyed it a lot. I ended up reading it and listening to the audiobook of it, so that I could get it done in time, because I had some other books that I had to read for my book club and books that I read that I have on my own TBR list. So I did think it was a great book. I'm looking forward to discussing it with her. The book itself is a great cover. I know everybody's seen it, so there's no sense in me spending time on that. But good book. That was what I read last month. I'm not really going to do a review yet. I'm not comfortable yet to do a full review, so I think what I will do at this time is just kind of mention some of the things that I'm reading, thoughts that I had maybe while I'm reading a book, and leave it at that, and we'll move forward and see what develops. Another one that I read that I was just so anxious for it to come is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. I read the first book. I don't have the first book with me when it first came out, and the funny story is I ended up reading it. I got the book brand new at a thrift shop for $1, hardcover, the other book, not this one, and was so excited about it because my book club was going to read it, and I'm like, I got it for $1, hardcover, brand new. So this is the second book. Amazing action from beginning to end. She initially wrote the first book thinking that she was only going to write one book, although at the end there was definitely opportunity for it, but I think in her mind she didn't think she was going to write another book. And all of the positive response and obviously the backing of the publishing company, she said, okay, I'll write another one. And I think this picked up nicely, and it was really good. I tend to like the features in it where it talks, or the aspect of it, of like these soldiers. It was almost like based on like a Roman soldiers, and I like that aspect of it, and I'm trying to understand the dynamics between them and the other people that they lived among. And I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. All the way to the last page. Really good. No review, but I did read that one. The other book that I read, and I don't have it on me because I read on my Kindle as well. I don't have just a one preference over the other. I tend to read books at bed at night, books in the day too, but I will read my Kindle in the daytime just because I'm trying to work on my sleeping and getting to bed earlier. So I don't want to read my Kindle and any kind of device right before bedtime. So I tend to usually read a book. So what I did read was The Fire this time, and I am getting a physical copy. I ended up getting it through Overdrive, through my library. I had put myself on the wait list for it as soon as it came out, and it came. And I said, I'm just going to read it. Oh, I think it's my favorite read this year so far, really, by far. And so much so, like I said, as I continue to talk about it. It was a collection of essays that Jasmine Ward is the person that wrote the book, and it's so relevant for what's going on in the world today. And I cried, I laughed. Every essay touched me, and I typically don't read essays and short stories. I want to try, but I kind of just because I have such a big list, those are always pushed back, and I'll get to it. This one, I just was curious because I think I had heard a podcast talk about it, and I was like, I want to check it out, and I am so glad I did. It is so good. Like I said, I'm going to buy the physical copy, and I will continue to recommend it, and it would be a book that I could give as a gift to people. It's not easy reading, by far, but it is essential reading. So that's where I will probably say. So I sound like I'm doing a review, and I'm not supposed to. That was my favorite one. The other book that I read was Behold the Dreamer by Mbolo Mbui. I'm not really good with names, but I'm going to work on it. That one I listened to on audio. Oh my goodness, so good. The audio version, it was only one person, I forgot the guy's name, that did it. And he was phenomenal with the voices. I just, I forgot that it was just one. I thought that there were really people, like different people talking for these different roles. But it's an immigration story that just touches your heart. And again, another thing that's really relevant that we could read today that could help us understand things and better if you're a non-immigrant. And I really enjoyed it a lot. And that's a new book that came out this year. Now, what am I reading now? And I'm taking a quick cookie break. These cookies, I don't know if you have a Panera near you, the bakery. These are called the gluten-free monster cookies. And they are monster in terms of if you look at the calories. Just look away from the calories and eat the cookie. Sensation is phenomenal. It's got chocolate chips. I think it has pecans in it, oatmeal, and it has peanut butter, and I think it has cranberries. It has everything in it. It's so dense, so yummy. I have that in my matcha green tea that I'm loving. And oh my goodness, you just get one and taste it. And if you don't like it, then you can ignore me. But I love these cookies. I'll eat it in a minute because I don't have it in my mouth. So anyway, what I want to read this month, or I've started actually this one. I heard it. I think it was on a podcast. I hear things and I write it down on a piece of paper. I'm getting better now at putting it in a book. So I ran off to the library to see if they had it because I'm trying not to buy everything. If I really like it, I want to buy it. Or if I can get a really great deal, I'll buy it. But I don't have endless space, so I'm trying to be better about it. So this one is called A Deathstruck Year, and it is a YA novel. I have no problems with YA books. I like all books. I like stories. If the story's good, YA, whatever genre it is, I enjoy it. So I don't have any snubbery to that. So this one is about the Spanish influenza, and it's about this girl who it's coming across the country, and she's in a boarding school, and she decides to go and work with the Red Cross to help people. And that's as far as I got because I'm only about. Let me see. I am only 68 pages in, but it's very good. Started out kind of, I was like, okay, and then it got better as it's gone on. And I don't think I've ever read anything about the Spanish influenza, so this is nice. Probably not a great time of the year because of the flu season coming around, but I always like to read historical fictions because it gives me an opportunity to dip into something that I've never heard of or heard a little bit about, and then it usually piques my interest to go further, and I usually end up on the computer looking up stuff and finding out more. So far, a really good book. This one I heard on Super Soul Sunday with Oprah, which I love to watch. This gentleman, Wayne Pacell, and it's called The Humane Economy. Animal Protection 2.0, How Innovators and Enlightened Consumers Are Transforming the Lives of Animals. Really good. I'm reading it slowly, right? Because I have a lot going on. But let me tell you, it's written really well. It's not boring. Like, he's not spewing off these facts like, oh, the inhumane treatment of animals and this. And it's really, and he breaks it down. It's really good. He breaks it down into different main categories and addresses the issues within it. He talks like about puppy mills and things like that, but he talks about the cosmetic industry, the pharmaceutical, film, television, entertainment, and tourism, and how that impacts animals, and so and us as humans. So I've renewed it twice. So they may have confiscated it. But it is a really good book so far, and I will give you an update when I finish it and let you know. I don't have an October, like, scary read. I'm looking through my books. Like, a lot of people read something for October that's scary, and I don't really, nothing really pops out to me because I'm not really read, like, horror. I think maybe a mystery would be great, you know, and I got lots of little cozy mysteries, but they're not really, like, we'll see. I have a huge list that I still want to get done before the end of the year. But what always happens is a book comes out, and it's either another book in a series, and I want it. So was it last year? The year before? In 2014, I think I read this one. When did this come out? And this one is called Walk on Earth, a Stranger by Ray Carson. I think this one came out, 2015. I decided to read this last year. Look at the cover. Isn't it pretty? It's really pretty. And it's this girl that basically, when she can feel gold through the earth where she stands. And it's a Western. It's a YA novel as well. And it's the first book in a series. It was really well written, and I really found it interesting, you know, and talking about the gold rush and things like that. So, what do you know? When I think I know I'm not ordering another book, I find out the next book is coming out. So I pre-order it, and it comes, and it's just as gorgeous. Look at that. And this one is called Like a River Glorious, again by Ray Carson. I don't know. There we go. So I'm going to, I may end up starting to read this one. We'll see. Because, I have a lot, and I have some books that I'm doing for review for a publisher, so. And I'm not a fast reader. That's the funny thing. I take on all this like I'm like, whoa, I read a book. My husband, on the other hand, can read really fast, but me, no. So the other book that I'm reading, and I don't have a picture of it, I'm sorry. It's called The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. And I'm listening to it on audio. I cheat a little bit with my book club. Sometimes when it's a book that I have already, I'll read it. Or I can get it at the library, I'll get it. And sometimes when I have a lot going on, an audiobook works better for me because I work from home in my home office, and I can listen to an audiobook at certain stages when I'm working. So I can get that in there and fit that in there and still be able to read my other books. So I'm listening to it on audio. Sometimes, here's one of the things that I'd like to say. When you come off another book that you felt was good, and when I say that, when I talk about A Torch Against the Night, this one here by Sabaa Tahir, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was like Game of Thrones, and it's not like Game of Thrones. Take that back, because not, but you know, action like that, like, you know, and you're vested in it. You want to know what's going to happen. You know, you find yourself, okay, let me just go read a couple pages, and you know, while I'm cooking dinner. That's how I felt about it. It was really good. And then I got to this audiobook for my book club, and I just feel like it's not even that great. It's I feel like at least the start of it, you know, I'm not even feeling attachment to the characters. It feels very juvenile in terms of the story so far, but we'll see. You know, I'm giving it a shot. I'm gonna read it because it's, you know, I would want people to read the books that I recommend. So that is what I'm gonna read in the month of October. I'll probably put some other things in there, and I'm gonna try to make another video soon. I don't know if I'll be able to do like weekly videos or how frequent, but I'm going to try to do my best, and I hope that you'll stick with me. And I know that I went on and talked for a long time, and if you want short videos, go to all the other people that are very good and concise about it. I am not that person yet. I'm probably long-winded, and I don't really know how to edit the videos well, so you kind of get what you get. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. I hope you read some great books. I am going to enjoy this cookie. Oh my god. I'm going to enjoy this cookie. It's early morning. I have no shame. Not only do I talk with a cookie in my mouth, but I have no shame that I'm eating a cookie this early in the morning with my tea. But hey, don't judge. You do you. I do me. Have a great day. I look forward to coming again and telling you something about books. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say because I'm looking forward to connecting with you all. So have a great day. Take care. Bye.